Mortality is a little daunting when you think about it. Actually, mortality is kind of terrifying when you think about it. It's weird really, given how frequently we confront death in games. Pretty much, well, to death.
Apart from those times death is used to give our protagonist something to be angry about, most commonly because their wife, child, or other family member has been murdered, death is generally used as a mechanic by which to punish bad gameplay. Mistimed your jump? Dead. Didn't pay enough attention to your oxygen bar? Dead. Got too close to a honey badger? Hyper dead.
It's as if the version of you that died just a minute ago wasn't canon. It was an alternate universe version of you who tried to fit too many bullets into their torso.
That's fine, obviously, that's how games have been for years, but as a construct it's not especially meaningful. It's just a mechanism. When you die, you get another go. Simple. But some games embrace the idea of death as the end of the road for that character, and it's oddly beautiful.
I'm not talking about being asked to play again as the person who just died, I'm talking about being the person who came after, the one related to the recently departed. I'm talking about inheritance.
Sunless Sea is a brilliant fantasy adventure in which you explore a vast subterranean ocean discovered when bats stole the entire city of London and plonked it into the waters below. From your very first voyage, the game says, hey, heads up, you're almost certainly going to die, and fairly early on. Okay? Okay. It's a morbid thing to establish at the very outset of your game, but it's also necessary because between the hull integrity, fuel and food levels of your ship, there are a lot of things to take care of in Sunless Sea, and more ways to die than you can shake a Z-Bat at. All these factors can become rather daunting because when you die, that's it, you're dead. Everything you work for is gone and you're straight on to picking the backstory for your next adventurer. What makes it different though is you get to pick something to hand down to your successor, each giving them a different leg up on their adventure, but also a sense of context, of legacy. Maybe your ancestor ran out of fuel and died drifting on the sea, but managed to leave you a cherished deck gun. Maybe they chose to leave you their sea chart, so you know the way back to their final resting place, or more importantly, the way back to that giant crab that killed them, so you can blow it to smithereens and satisfy your lust for revenge. Whatever you pick, Sunless Sea's inheritance mechanic is interesting because it leaves a little mark on the world every time you're tasked with jumping back into it. Little by little, that transforms into a sense of history, of achievement not as an individual, but as a family lineage. Rogue Legacy does the same thing. Every time you enter the vast, ever-changing castle, you do so as the latest descendant of that very first hero you sent into their doom. You don't get to inherit any money, at least not at first, but you do get to inherit their characteristics, i.e. the upgrades you poured all your hard-earned loot into. The road to victory in Rogue Legacy is long, but it's made more poignant by the fact it's a road paved with sacrifice. Every character that entered the castle before the one you currently embody died in the process, so it changes a tale of your persistence of a player into one of an undying quest passed down through generations.
The interesting thing about games like this is the sense you get of the individual life being devalued. Now Link, the little boy from Hyrule, he's massively important. He's the god's chosen warrior and he's going to vanquish evil forever. This guy? That's just Sir Taco the 16th. He's not important. Just forget about him.
I mean, I love Sir Taco the 16th for who he is, don't get me wrong, but the real excitement in games like Rogue Legacy stems from this sense of accumulated grandeur. It's a feeling that comes from the sheer number of in-game years and the obscene number of deaths it takes for you as a player to meet the victory conditions.
Basically what it boils down to is the game development equivalent of a sleight of hand trick or a bait and switch. You feel like you're getting a brand new persona with a history and a legacy, when really all you've got is a reskin character and you've lost most of your in-game currency. It's a simple conceit, yes, but my god if it isn't a good one.
Massive Chalice shares a lot of similarities in structure and format with XCOM Enemy Unknown, but the difference is this campaign lasts 300 years. Unlike XCOM, where the only threat to your cherished soldiers is death on the battlefield, Massive Chalice's heroes can simply die quietly, ignobly, of old age. It goes against our common perception as players that heroes, if they are going out, will do so in a blaze of glory. Instead, they simply surrender to the passage of time because you're trying to achieve something greater. It's bleak, it's unforgiving, and it hits you like a sledgehammer, which, incidentally, is why I think you should play these games.
So there you go, dying and leaving junk to the people that come after you. Thoroughly upsetting in real life, an absolutely blinding gameplay mechanic. Now if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe for more from Eurogamer, and hopefully next time will be less morbid.